Hello. Um, Welcome back to this channel in progress. So it's finally time. I'm gonna watch the Dreamcatcher and Me series. I actually don't know what this is about. I feel like I mean it's clearly some type of interview series. Um, but I'm hoping that it means that you just get to know the girls a little bit better. I mean, at this point, I don't know what's left for me to learn, but I just mean I think there are things I've always been curious about their thoughts on, like minks and how they feel about their concept, being something that's not super popular or marketable in the K-pop scene. So I'm hoping it's like some stuff like that, and I feel like in certain guides and things in the past, I've seen snippets or used from this. So I thought it could be something interesting. Like I said, I've made this channel for Dreamcatcher only to realize I've seen everything. So it's like, as a Dreamcatcher, as something that was meant to be predominantly Dreamcatcher, it wasn't very enticing. Because people like to see those, the journeys. So that's what I love. I love finding reactors who've never heard of Dreamcatcher, and then you go to their playlist, and then it's just like 60 videos, sometimes even 100, because you see that they started from like not knowing them at all to like loving them, and then even being their alt group. So I'm not gonna be that person, which is unfortunate. But yeah, I love them to death. So I'm just like, oh, I'm sure there's something I haven't seen. So I'm gonna record this between Dreamcatcher and Me. Um, I hate that this is yet something else different that they did, and Handong wasn't there. Um, that's like the one thing. It feels like they had like this another great. They have all these really great moments of like where they get boosting their popularity. And then with every moment that they have like that, of course, they have other opportunities, and they create other contents and stuff like that. And it feels like Scream, but Boca especially was that moment for them. 2020 was just so epic for them. It was really a reset for them, and Handong wasn't there, so that really bums me out. But it doesn't. Whatever, doesn't matter. It's all good. It's all good now. But there's just a quite a bit of content without Handong, and albums without Handong. It's just really, it still gets to me. Just the way they worked out was just unfortunate. It's no one's fault. Everything worked out. It's fine. I'm not complaining. I'm just saying it's just unfortunate that it happened to work out that way. Okay, so like I said, I'm gonna watch all of these videos. The videos are short, but they all together, I'm sure it's gonna be at least an hour. So I closed my blinds because it was a little bit too bright at the time. Let me just check my OBS really quickly and see how I'm coming out. Okay, I think I'm good. So I think I have enough light left to not have to worry about that yet, about turning on my other lights. Okay, excited. I did check the volume. I'm hoping the video's not too loud at this point. But I think my mic is quite loud too, so. I know that part she's talking about, huh? Oh, this is gonna be great. Not because they're crying, but because, yeah, it's gonna be some stuff I haven't heard before. Oh, so this was like the trailer. Okay. This makes me happy because that means that I know that this playlist is in order. Another pet peeve of mine is watching when people don't put their playlist in order, so you've got to go and figure out when something is updated.
Why do we make our pillow in the shape of a cube? I'll tell you.
아까 전에 우리 멤버들한테 하고 싶었던 말은 말했죠. 너무 사랑하고 우리가
4 years, my goodness.
지금까지 함께 해줘서 너무 고맙고 앞으로도 함께하고 이 활동도 아프지 않고 다 잘 끝났으면 좋겠고 다 잘 될 거니까
Oh, she's really struggling through this.
무사히 마무리했으면 좋겠어. 많이 찡찡대고 짜증내고
I also get annoyed easily. I feel you. You never discipline you got him. Gah Yun. Gah. I love her name so much.
그럴 수 있지. 제가 거의 진짜 완전 자주 쓰는 말인데 다른 분들이 막 힘들어라고 막 주위에서 막 이렇게 해도 괜찮아 그럴 수 있지 라고 이렇게 넘기고요. 정답이 어딨어. 제 자원도
She's so practical.
정답은 없다거든요. 그럴 수 있지.
That's life. What are you gonna do?
인생 굴러가. 여러분 그럴 수 있어요. 편하게 하세요. 편하게.
Just go with the flow. That's like, you guys have any phrases that like annoyed you, or like you used to hear a lot growing up that annoyed you? Mine was, I could not stand when people would say, "It is what it is." I used to frustrate the hell out of me, but I say it all the time now. It really is a sort of, I think it kind of comes from a place of defeat, but I guess it's like after you've lived so long, like, I've said it before, I'm 36. After you've lived so long, I guess it's just kind of like you do realize there's just so many things you don't have control over. So it's like, yeah, it is what it is. Like this is the situation, and if it's something that you can't control, don't exert your energy on things you can't control. Basically, these are things that happen in life. I'm not saying it's I don't like I still don't like people say life isn't fair. I do hate when people say that, but it is a fact of life that there are common things that suck and that are just going to happen as a part of life. But if you can't control it, really just you have to just accept that it's happening and just like Tommy said, go with the flow, write it out. Everything passes. Everything passes.
제 장점은 일단 솔직한 것 같고 그리고 처음 만난 사람을 좀 좋아하는 반대로 단점은 정을 좀 너무 쉽게 잘 주고
How many hair colors does Yuhyun have here?
말을 하는 거 있었는데 까먹었다. 모르겠어. 저 핸드폰 봐도 돼요? 죄송해요.
Of course she forgot. Of course she forgot. Yep, Yuhyun being Yuhyun.
저는 제 단점은 아까 말했듯이
That you forget everything?
이제 너무 쉽게 정을 잘 주고 그리고 멘탈이 너무 쉽게 잘 깨져요. 네.
That's also a strength, though. I think. I don't know how ads work when you're recording stuff, so I skipped them. I haven't learned that lesson yet. I don't know what to do about that yet.
지금의 제가 있는 것은 어떤 말을 들어서는 아닌 것 같아요. 그냥 제가 하고자 하는 거 포기하지 않고 버티는 것도 실력이라고 많이 얘기를 들었어요. 이게 말이잖아. 말이네. 버티는 것도 실력이다. 여러분 버티는 것도 실력입니다. 화이팅!
This music is good.
이거 얘기해도 되나? 버릇하면은 사람들이 제일 먼저 생각하는 게 술 버릇이잖아요. 저는 이렇게 막 사람들에게 기대요. 이렇게
Physically?
뭐라고 좋게 포장을 해야 할까? 네, 사람들을 조금 피곤하게 하는 스타일인 것 같아요. 고치면 좋은 생활이 되지 않을까 싶습니다. 나올 수 있는 거죠, 이거?
What is it? I'm really into that music.
인지유는 뭔가? 제 입으로 좀 많이 리더, 카리스마,
Rabbit.
그리고 만렙, 그리고 지우가 아닌 김민지 세 가지는
Oh, I also apologize if there's like ambient noise or like I live one day I'll turn this thing around so I can show you guys I live off the water and sometimes there's ships and if it's late enough at night if it's the weekend sometimes there are even cruise ships playing very loud music. But even right in front of me, even when they're docked, it's a marina too. So people will have like their ships. They'll have their boats out here and they'll be like partying on them or whatever. So if that happens, maybe I'll jump up and close my window. But right now it seems pretty quiet. Other than probably noise in the hall.
그리고 현명함, 독창적
I just want to say that I think it's funny that Jiyu and Sua are dressed like such moms right now. But like two very different kind of moms. Like if you were putting on a school play and someone had to be the mom in the play, I feel like these are just you had a choice between what Jiyu's wearing and what Sua's wearing. Also, though, this series seems like it was very simple to do. It seems like it wouldn't take up too much of the girls' time. It doesn't seem like it was any kind of budget that was needed for it. So I understand this is I have to have some issues with DCC because I feel like they don't I like the stuff we're getting now, which is really cool with each individual member's content. Um, but I do wish that they would. How do I explain this? Um, there's just a lot of time between content. They don't do lives really anymore. Just like random lives, just the girls. Um, so I guess what I'm trying to say is that I would like them to do stuff that's more like this, that's more sincere, that's going to give us more eye into um, the girls, like their mindset and stuff. Like if they feel comfortable sharing that, that is. Like this would be a nice thing to just do with every comeback. Um, and I say that because like they still only have the one reality show. Um, I don't know what kind of networking DCC is or isn't doing, but they're still not really going on many variety shows when they come back. Like I said, I'm enjoying the solo contests they have now, but they're very managed and they're very much focused on specific things. Like Gahyun's traveling and fishing and doing baseball stuff. Um, Jiu's is about food. Handan's is about makeup. Dami's is a chat thing, so that's nice. Sue's radio thing. We're forgetting something. Yuhyun's gaming thing. I guess I don't know if that's officially her solo content that she'll do regularly, but I guess for now it's her gaming thing. And then Shion interviewing other people in a car. So it's like that's all really nice, but they're not about them. And so I sort of feel like I want to say I miss them, but just there's a helicopter. Okay, it's a Coast Guard helicopter at that, so real powerful and loud. Okay, yeah. So I just feel like I miss them, which is a weird thing to say, but when you're a new fan and you're watching all this content and all these compilations, it's really just the girls hanging out, being themselves, and having a good time, and that is so authentic, and that's what I miss. So I feel like if we can't get that back, can we at least get something like this where you're asking um, them questions that we want answers to, about their concept or about whatever period of time, whatever's going on in any given period of time, and how they feel about the wins that they've gotten, and do they feel more, like they can relax and stuff like that, like because this is even before they got a win. So I would like more. I would just like more insight into them. I guess I'm greedy. Whatever.
제가 가장 좋아하는 시간대는 12시? 밤 12시? 그때가 제일 좋아요.
Midnight.
그때 뭔가 해방된 느낌이에요. 가장 좋아하는 시간대는 12시에서 새벽 2시 사이. 잠이 안 와가지고 밤에
What an interesting
딱
question.
그냥 그 시간대에 제가 하고 싶어 하는 것들이 생각이 좀 많이 나는 시간인 것 같아요. 그래서 제 시간을 많이 가질 수 있는
Hmm.
저만의 시간대인 것 같습니다. 저는 새벽을 좋아하는데 일단 아침은 무조건 싫고요. 새벽 한 3시? 2시? 아침은 일단 너무 졸리잖아요. 졸립기도 하고 해를 별로 안 좋아해요.
I mean, Yuhyun, if you are awake so often at 2 a.m. and 3 a.m. that it's become your favorite time, then I think I understand why you're so sleepy when you have to wake up at regular hours at like 8 a.m. and 9 a.m. She really explained a lot about herself.
좋아하는 시간대는 잠이 깬 시간대. 그래서 언젠지 몰라요. 그냥 그 쌩쌩한 정신일 때 있잖아요. 약간 식곤증이 오고 약간 멍멍한 상태. 똘망똘망.
Mm.
Do the amazing. Help save lives. Donate plasma today at CSL Plasma.
Yeah.
저는
Bet she
일단
feels a lot of pressure as the leader.
아무래도 저희의 앞으로가 고민이에요. 기대도 되고 그만큼 걱정도 되는 게 미래잖아요. 그래서 항상 그런 고민을 365일
I want to know is Shian's speaking voice like a thing in fandom? I mean, like that people are into. Like people are constantly talking about Handong's muscles, Dami's hands. I guess Jiyu's hands. I don't know. I'm not a hand. I don't know, but I wonder if people ever say anything about. I personally think that Shian's speaking voice is very sexy. It's like kind of raspy, but it's unique. It's like kind of raspy. It's also really sweet and light. I don't know what that is, but it's nice.
꼭 살고 있습니다.
저는 활동하기 딱 전이니까 활동에 대한 부담이 제일 큰 것 같아요. 고민이 정말 많아요. 무슨 활동을 어느 정도 성공적으로 끝내야 하고 하는 그런 활동을 해야 하는데 이런 거 고민이 제일 큰 것 같아요.
I feel like I haven't seen
제
Sua in a while.
스스로의 힘으로 혼자 살 수 있는 거에 대한 고민인
Mhm.
것 같아요. 이 생활이 앞으로 계속 지속되는 게 저의 꿈인데 조금 더 발전을 해야지만 뭔가 제 스스로가 만족할 수 있는 삶이 될 수 있을 것 같아요.
That's so interesting. I was just I can't. I think it was even just something from the Forever One era that I was watching some SNSD stuff recently, and still, I think Yuri and at least then, so this would have been early this year, or maybe no, or maybe it would have been the end of last year. I don't know, but still, Hyun and Yuri were living in the dorm, even though Hyun has famously has a very nice home. Um, but I don't know if it was like hers or she technically got it for her parents or it's her parents. I don't know, but because I do think I've heard a few idols do that. But yeah, I guess that's interesting. Like that's an option to people. I guess as long as they want it to be an option, as far as being in these companies, I guess that makes things easier. But I am curious to know. Um, I'll be curious how long Dreamcatcher members will decide to all live together. Um, this is only the second signing, like the second contract, and I think it's a few years. So I have no. I'm sure for the duration of this contract, they'll still live together. But then after this, and after you hit the 10-year mark, um, I feel like that's when people start to, or at least may start to think about being little bit more independent and living apart, even as they're still as close as ever in the group. Um, yeah, I wonder if that'll happen. Like SNSD, that's almost 20 years, and some members are still choosing, even though they have their own homes, they're still choosing to live in the dorm, and amongst each other, even if it's just a couple of them. Um, and I think that's really interesting. So like, they are fully equipped to live apart, but they just don't want to still, even now. So that's interesting.
것 같아서 지금이 그게 제일 고민인 것 같아요. 가장 큰 고민은 나중에 나는 어떤 사람이 되겠어? 저 커피도 배웠었어요. 커피도 재밌었고
Ah, barista.
이제 영어를 너무 열심히 하고 싶어가지고 영어 회화도 학원 다녔어요. 그것도 재밌었고 예전에 저희가 드림캐치 데뷔 전에 그걸 배웠었어요. 스케이트보드 배우는 거? 그것도 진짜 재밌었어요.
Oh,
기술 같은 게
did Minx have to learn that?
그게 언제 나갈지 모르겠지만 7월 초에 저희 집 너도가 우주의 다리를 건넜습니다.
Mm.
아직 팬분들한테 얘기를 하지 못해서 이거를 어떻게 얘기를 해야 될지 그게 제일 큰 고민입니다.
She told us with a song, right?
3개월일 때 왔는데 어느새 8kg가 넘어가지고
Mm.
Cheetos mac and cheese. Remix your mac and cheese. It's a Cheetos thing.
징크스가 있는데 제가 중요한 일을 앞두고 있을 때 물건을 떨어뜨리면 좀 일이 잘 안 풀리더라고요. 그래서 중요한 일이 있을 때 최대한 물건을 안 떨어뜨리려고 노력해요. 그리고 물건을 안 쥐고 있으려고 노력해요.
이게 징크스인지 잘 모르겠는데 제가 기대를 많이 하면 실망을 하겠다. 만약에 내일 뭔가 스케줄이 있는데 내가 정말 하고 싶었던 그런 스케줄이다. 그래서 막 기대를 해요. 그러면은 기대가 커서 그런지 모르겠지만 실망도 그만큼 더 크게 다가온다는 걸 느껴서
Oh, that's really sad.
제가 너무 하고 싶은 일이 생겨도 기대는 적당히
Mm.
하려고 하는
Yeah.
편이 됐습니다.
징크스는
Jinx.
약간
I'm trying to
긍정적으로 생각을 하면은 꼭
understand that pronunciation.
그래서 뭘 하기 전에 긍정적으로 생각하기보다 좀 걱정을 많이 하는 스타일. 그러면 좀 걱정한 것보다 잘하게 되니까 잘 되더라고요.
징크스 없어요.
So practical.
제가 이번에 솔로 무대를 했잖아요. 원래도 솔로 무대를 하고 싶었는데 뭔가 더 많은 댄서분들과 정말 화려한 거의 뭐 스텝업 수준의 진짜 큰 그런 무대를 꾸미고 싶었는데
Oh, step up. Okay.
살짝 컨셉이 이렇게 준비를 하다 보니까 섹시한 쪽으로 바뀌어가지고 다음에는 더 멋있는 그런 무대도 보여드리고 싶어요. 이거는 진짜 모두가 다 똑같이 생각할 것 같아요. 팬분들이
Yeah.
그 장소에 없는 거.
I also think that must be really hard for them to try and muster up the same excitement and the same, just, that same energy and just like, because especially with Dreamcatcher, watching all of their footage, it's really, I mean, the concerts look incredible. And it looks incredible because you can see them feeding off of the energy with the fans and like that back and forth. The fans are giving that to them and they're giving it back to the fans, and it's just this exchange of energy, and it's just so like it's like the tension is just so high, everything is just so wild. But I imagine it's really a struggle to do that when there's no audience in front of you. Of course, they know they're online, um, but I just mean I'm not saying that they didn't have that energy. I don't know. I've never seen the online concerts, but I know that I'm just saying I imagine that it was just really hard to keep reminding themselves we're still performing for thousands of people. We've still got to give it our all. We've still got to have the energy up. You can say that and know that intellectually, and you can say that and remind yourself. But I still think it was probably harder to get in that mindset um, essentially with an empty physically in front of you, being an empty audience and not having that presence of the fans in front of you with the screaming and yelling and cheering and stuff. So props to them for doing it because obviously it went really well. I've never heard a single complaint about it. But I just do imagine that was quite hard
더
to
같이
adjust to.
즐길 수 있는 무대를 조금 아쉽게 마무리한 것 같은 느낌?
네, 저는 원래 자작곡을 하고 싶었는데 나중에 하겠습니다.
I wonder if Butterfly came out shortly after this.
팬들이 없는 곳에서 즐기는
Mm-hmm.
그런 게 있어야 되는데 없어서 아쉽고, 그래도 온라인 콘서트를 해서 또 저희 콘서트를 못 보러 오시는 분들까지 같이 볼 수 있어서 또 좋은 점도 있었습니다.
아, 사실 가연이랑 원래 예전부터 비내추럴 하고 싶어가지고 준비를 진짜 열심히 했거든요. 근데 되게 잘 한 것 같아서 너무 만족스럽고, 그리고 담이랑 하고 싶었던 무대가 있는데 그거는 진짜 옛날부터 말했었을 거예요. 옛날부터 말했었는데 아직까지 지켜지지 않은 모습. 하지만 곧 언젠가 다시
Or when they did do
다시
it,
아니고 언젠가 보여드릴게요.
don't stop. My goodness.
있는데 언젠간 할 거라도 얘기 안 할 거. 혼자 할 거고요. 조금 더 큰 무대에서 하고 싶고, 팬분들이 직접 눈으로 봤으면 좋겠는 그런. 언제 한번 얘기했었을걸요, 제가. 저는 항상 행복한데 데뷔했을 때가 아무래도 제일. 아, 스크림 때 엠카 1위 후보 했을 때 진짜 행복했고, 첫 번째 참전식 했을 때 진짜
Let me bear with me for like 10 seconds. I just want to see. This is why I need two monitors. I want to check how I'm coming out in the. Oh, yep, it has gotten significantly darker. So I'm going to turn my light on. Actually, probably just opening up my blinds would do it, but. Oh gosh. Okay. That's what I gotta check. That's what I gotta check. Sorry about that.
같이 했던 순간도 너무 행복했던.
행복했던 순간은 저는 일단 많은 주위 분들이 저희를 너 진짜 잘한다, 진짜 기대하고 있다, 약간 이런 얘기를 이렇게 주위에서 인정해줄 때가 그렇게 좋더라고요. 왜냐면 원래 가까이 있는 사람일수록 더 이렇게 냉정하게 이렇게 하는 거니까 가까이 있는 분들이 인정해주니까 더 좋더라고요.
And I apologize for not checking sooner. So I don't know how long it's been just super dark. It's so funny because when I first started recording, it was very bright. Like I literally closed my blinds because it was. As soon as I turned the camera on, it was just like. It's so funny how quickly the night changes. But it's so funny how quickly it goes from too bright to whoosh, darkness. But okay, I hope that wasn't too painful. I hope that didn't. I don't know how long. I don't know how long it's been too dark, but okay.
저는 개인적으로 뭔가 콘서트 같은 거를 여는 것도 너무 좋은데 점점 이렇게 관객분들이 많아지는 걸 봤을 때 너무 뿌듯하고 너무 행복해요. 뭔가 내가 진짜 성장하고 있구나, 잘하고 있구나를 그 순간 느끼는 거.
Which is so dope. I love that about them and for them. Every single release that Dreamcatcher puts out, their popularity increases every single time. And the quality of their output increases every single time. That's the way it should be.
콘서트 하는 순간 투어도 많이 돌아보고 한국에서 우리 팬분들과 함께 콘서트를 할 때가 제일 제일 신나요. 제일 행복하고
Excited to the bone.
저희를 좋아해 주시는 분들을 이렇게 한 번에 볼 수 있는 자리잖아요. 그래서 더 욕심이 생기는 때인 것 같고 행복하면서도 더더욱 보고 싶어요. 그래서 저희 목표가 생기는
No, I hope they go to Latin America on a tour. Just because I feel like the Latin American fans and Asian fans are going to revolt soon.
내일이요. 저는 드림캐쳐에서 사랑스럽고 그리고 다시 죽고 환생해서 가수가 되는 일본 드림캐쳐가 하고 싶은 만큼
She loves this group so much. I love that for her.
Gucci guilty. Elixir de parfum.
They brought the razor back? Wow. Anyway.
저는 그때가 생각나요. 저 UNI 첫 더쇼 1위 후보였을 때 그때 저희가 아쉽게 1위를 하진 못했지만 앞에 있던 썸녀 분들이 우시더라고요. 그 모습을 보는데 나도 1위를 못해서 슬프지만 나를 위해 더 슬퍼해주는 우리 썸녀들이구나. 그래서 내가 좀 슬프지 않은가.
슬펐던 순간 일단 기억났다. 아하, 그 동원이가 가고 나서 저희가 콘서트 하는 그 첫 무대였는데 북극성이 나온 거예요. 그래서 멤버들 다 울고 저도 막 어떻게 동원이 있었는데 앞에 팬분이 저 우는 줄 알고 타미 오케이 침착해 막 이렇게 하는 거예요. 그거 보고 네, 침착해야지 하고 물 쏙 들어간 거예요. 그래가지고 네, 그때 진짜 네, 울컥했어요. 그분 덕분에 침착했습니다.
It's also okay to cry. You could have cried. I don't know why Dami feels like she can't cry. Like it's wrong for her to cry. Because she needs to be strong for the members. But you need a moment too. You have emotions too.
그 당시에 무대 아래서 미안해 이렇게 소리를 쳐주셨는데 그때 뭐가 미안하냐고 그때 되게 슬펐고 지금도 안 미안해 하셨으면 좋겠어. 우리가 행복하면
제가 의외로 또 슬펐던 순간이 없는데 슬펐던 순간은 최근에 이제 동의 없이 투어 갔을 때 너무 슬프더라고요. 뭔가 저희가 동의를 잃어버린 듯한 느낌? 그래서 너무 진짜 그냥 눈물이 주르르 났어요. 팬분들이 앞에서 울 때? 그때 있잖아요. 더쇼 1, 2였다가 딱 아쉽게 못했을 때 그때 앞에서 팬분들 우는 거예요. 근데 그걸 보고
Wow,
우리
that's
눈물 날
so
것 같아.
that's so interesting. I feel like I start sentences with that's so interesting a lot, but things are interesting. Because I was just talking about that exchange of energy and like how concerts are fun because you are exchanging excitement and stuff back and forth and like in a positive way. It's like, but I guess I've never thought about trading a more negative energy back for not negative like negative like sad energy or disappointment from that exchange from the group to the fans. Gosh, I guess it can go both ways on both ends of the scale.
근데 거기서 내가 울면 진짜 이상하잖아요, 그림이. 뭔가 카메라는 우리를 비치고 그러니까 우리 풀샷을 비치고 있었는데 거기서 울게 되면은 내가 상을 못 받아서 우는구나 이렇게 비춰질까 봐 눈물을 계속 참고 있는데 너무 슬픈 거예요. 진짜 슬펐어. 저는 동이 떠났거든요.
This is so I'm I wonder um meaning I don't know if they'll get into this and they don't have to. I do want to pull back a second and just be like, because I was saying earlier, I wanted to know, how they feel about things and whatnot, but I also, I don't want it, I don't ever want anything to be too invasive. Like, if they're not comfortable sharing those kinds of feelings, if that's why they don't do series and things like this anymore, if that's why they don't do reality shows, I completely understand that. But Dreamcatcher has always struck me as the kind of group that wants to share themselves with their fans. So that's why I said what I said earlier. But anyway, what I was going to say is that I'm wondering how they felt about Handong going to China because it feels like people don't come back. I don't know. Like, I love WJSN, and China Line went to China for some activities there, and it felt like they just never came back. Even when they came back, it just felt like they never came back. I don't know. And now they are gone, and now they're not in the group. They're not under the company. Um, I don't know a lot about these people. I don't follow this group, but I have had seen EXO fans saying that um, the Chinese members were not treated well. Um, and I think that a couple of them have sort of had there's one for sure. Oh gosh, what is his name? I want to say Lei is his name. I'm not 100% sure about that, but he's someone that I know. He would be like whenever it was time for a comeback. It seemed like, and this is I'm talking 2000 like 15, 16, 17. I don't know anything about this group. But that's when I was knee deep in K-pop, so I would see a lot about all groups. And it felt like whenever there was a comeback, people were just like not even sure if he was going to be a part of it, and not sure if he was like, in China. Is he coming back? Is he doing this and doing that? I hope that it all worked out. I actually have no idea. I have absolutely no idea if he's still in the group or not. But it just feels like there's this for me after what I had experienced. Me being a fan, I wasn't like deep into Dreamcatcher in 2020. But if I were, I would have been so scared with the news that Han Dong was going to China because it just feels. Oh, FX. I was also an FX fan. Victoria went to China for several activities, but honestly, I feel like she only did that after FX was already not active. So that may be different. Um, but anyway, yeah, I would have been so nervous because I'd have been so nervous that Han Dong was like not coming back for whatever reason. Whether is that just that she was really successful in China and so she wanted to pursue a solo career in China and solo activities, or just some kind of weird contract stuff that seems to happen as well, or just some China stuff. I think that some government stuff, some more political stuff. I think there's been even been issues there in the past that's kept um, Chinese idols from coming back and continuing activities in Korea consistently. So yeah, I'm I'm selfishly I'm actually quite happy that I missed that era because I would have been a freaking wreck. So then on top of that, for it to be like, oh, she is coming back and everything is fine, and then the COVID happened, and then honestly, I'm so sorry, you guys. I'm so sorry y'all had to deal with that, and I'm sorry the girls had to deal with that. But I'm glad I missed it.
같이 인사를 또 한 번씩 싹 했었는데 그때 안 울 줄 알았는데 아니 이렇게 안 울면서 얼굴을 보면 너무 눈물이 많이 나더라고요. 그때 좀 많이 울었었던 것 같아요. 드림캐쳐
I
하면서
saw this little part in
심하게 많이 운 적은
an InSomnia edit or compilation.
동아 한동이 아마 너를 안 본 지 너무 오래됐는데 실제로 보면은 또 어제 본 사이처럼 잘 얘기도 나누고 그렇지만 지금으로서는 굉장히 실감이 안 나는 그래서 동희의 얼굴을 실제로 봤을 때 어땠는지가 지금 가물가물할 정도로 너무 오랫동안 안 봐가지고 빨리 보고 싶고 지금 동희도 보고 싶어하는 마음을 우리가 다 알고 있습니다. 너희 잘
Like not focusing.
열심히 하고 있습니다.
Oh.
어쨌든 편안히 돌아오렴.
finding a place for your precious bundle of fur.
제가 잘
I've been trying to figure out what that intro music reminds me of since it started. It reminds me of oh god, not is it Fly High? The very end of Fly High. Or is it the end of no, wait. No, the end of Fly High is when they cut the picture up, right? So I must be thinking of Good Night. No, is the end of Good Night? No. Yes, the end of Chase Me is when they're walking through the woods and they drop the book. And then the end of Good Night is, I think, the end of Good Night is when it's the song ends and then there's this last bit where there looks like a drone shot and then the girls kind of move around and they're like in the formation of a spider. I'm pretty sure that's at the end of. Actually, no, I'm not pretty sure. I think I'm getting the end of Good Night and Fly High mixed up. But in any case, you guys, if you're here and you're watching me watch this, you definitely know what I'm talking about. That music, that's what this reminds me of.
못한다. 내가 메인 보컬이라는 포지션에 있는데 그만큼 역량을 다 펼치지 못했다라고 생각이 들 때 저한테 채찍질을 정말 많이 해요.
She's so pretty with this hair. And I love how she's like wearing blue. It's really bringing it out.
강박관념이 있어서 조그마한 실수도 그냥 넘기지 못하는 게
Mm.
그래서 제가 한심하다고 느낀 적이 덜어 있습니다.
This question is really, when did you feel pathetic? Good for you, Gia.
순간마다 최선을 다하기 때문에
Try your best. You should never feel pathetic. Even if you didn't do well, if you tried your best, you're not pathetic.
보일 때도 그때 화가 주체가 안 돼. 약간 눈물 나고 너무 기분이 안 좋아지고 티가 진짜 많이 나요.
팬분들한테는 안 보이겠지. 기분이 굉장히 안 좋아지고
Mm.
혼자만의 시간.
Oh wait, I felt her and I got all that, but I kind of miss exactly.
저 UNI
화가 주체가 안 돼. 약간
Sorry guys, I kind of zoned out. Some
못하는
things I'm bad at.
보일 때도
Oh no,
그때
I shouldn't have gone back.
약간 눈물 나고 너무 기분이 안 좋아지고 티가 진짜 많이 나요.
There's no such thing as perfection, but still, you guys are perfect. You know? You're fine. You're doing everything just fine. Mm.
저 UNI 봉 날렸을 때 진짜 사방팔방 날렸거든요. 아찔하다.
Dizzy.
아찔하다라면 꽂힌다.
Oh.
아찔합니다. 하지 마세요, 여러분. 따라하지 마세요.
I'll try it.
저는 그때요. 성대 결절 걸려가지고
Hmm.
팬분들이 제 무대 하는 거를 걱정하실 때 오히려 제 무대를 팬분들에게 믿고 보게끔 마음 편하게 해줘야 되는데 팬들이 걱정을 하는 무대를 만들고 싶진 않았거든요. 근데 그 성대 결절로 그 응원법 영상 찍으면서 너무 열심히 찍어가지고 목이 나가버린 거예요. 그래서 뭔가 살짝 목 상태가 안 좋다 하면은 팬분들이 너무 많이 걱정해 주시니까 그게 조금 그랬던 것 같아요. 와 이거 진짜 비하인드다. 와.
I can't tell because all of them sound different than they did in the early days, but I am wondering if her voice is different now than it was before she got the nodules. I think Wendy from Red Velvet, Tiffany from Girls' Generation. I feel like I know there are other examples because apparently this is incredibly common. Adele. I think quite a few people. Quite a few singers I know of that have gotten those vocal nodules, and I feel like they've all said that um, they feel like their voices were very different um, after they'd gotten them and gotten, I don't know if it's a surgery or a treatment. You know, I don't know how it's dealt with medically, but they've all said that their voices were different afterwards. So I wonder if hers is, if you guys, if you know. Like I said, I feel like I can't judge because I feel like if I'm listening to super early Dreamcatcher, honestly, they all sound a little bit different. So I don't know if I would notice a difference, much of a difference.
그 뭔지 알죠? 그 막 마음대로 풀리지 않고 한데 또 일은 해야 하고 이 막 뭐랄까 욱한 심정이라고 해야 될까? 무대에 올라갔는데 너무 잘하고 싶은 마음에 갑자기 눈물이 나오는 거예요.
음.
참으려고 했어요. 눈물 나면 더 노래가 안 되니까. 참으려고 했는데 이미 눈물이 흐르고 있는 거예요, 눈에서. 이거는 너무 아마추어 같은 행동이야. 좀 더 추스리자 하고 다시 리허설을 잘 마쳤는데 다행히도 그 리허설 했을 때 실수를 했다면 본방 때 더 긴장을 많이 했을 텐데 리허설 때 잘 해가지고 본방 때도 다시 자신감을 얻고 했던 것 같아요. 휴.
저는 개인적으로 가장 싫었던 약간 저는 막 노력하는 거에 비해 막 안 나올 때 너무 화가 나고 슬프고 약간 좀 실수를 저질렀을 때 그럴 때 너무 화가 나요. 근데 막 그게 또 이제 한두 번이 아니면 너무 슬프죠. 나는 이렇게 열심히 하는데. 근데 요즘에는 좀 괜찮아진 것 같아요. 요즘에는 마인드 컨트롤 하라고 하고 있어서.
Mind control.
Find costumes for the family with low prices.
You can be your own worst
at
enemy.
Target.
I'm really hard on yourself. Okay, it's gotten even darker outside, so I'm sorry. I'm gonna check my one more time. Okay, I think it's still pretty good. So just the first part of that intro, by the way, I just mean it reminds me of that,
이성적인
what I was talking about earlier.
담이인 것 같아요. 담이가 좀 이성적인 것 같고 무슨 일을 하든 되게 감정을 앞세우기보다는 이성적으로 하는
I'm very much like Dami in this regard,
감정적이라
but people tend not to like it
아무래도
because they like want you to be emotional. They want you to be affected,
자연이지 않을까요?
and it seems like you're not. So you're not giving them the response they need emotionally.
일단 담이 윤
음.
랑 가연이 이성적인 것 같고 저랑 시은이랑 지우가 진짜 감성적인 이성적인 멤버는 저는 저랑 담인 것 같아요.
Mm.
나 감수성 풍부.
Right.
뭔가
I was surprised.
쳤을 때 좀 더 이성적으로 판단을 하려고 노력하는 것 같고 담이도 그런 것 같아요. 그리고 감성적인 거는 가연이 우리 막내가 조금 감성적이에요. 그래서 너무 귀엽습니다. 이게 진짜 어려운 것 같아요.
I love that. Kayan said earlier, and she was saying it as like something she was remorseful for, just thinking about her members. like she's hard to deal with because she's a whiner. She whines a lot and she's easily annoyed. But then I just love that when, sometimes you just have to see yourself through other people's eyes because Shion says, also says Shion says that Kayan is a whiner, but she said it with just this look of absolute endearment in her eyes. Like she likes that about Kayan. Like it's something that endears Kayan to her as the maknae, that she is emotional and has that sort of, I guess, whiny um, thing about her. It's something as like in this sort of little sister position that she's in, like a younger sibling position, probably that makes them want to take care of her. Um, so they definitely don't see that aspect of her the way that she sees that aspect of her. So it's very interesting.
이성적이고 감성적? 제가 나눠봤을 때는 일단 이성적은 다미랑 지윤이도 은근 이성적인 것 같고 제가 생각하는 이성적은 다미, 지윤이, 수아언니? 감성적은 이성적 동의도 있다. 감성적은 시연언니, 미연이 그리고 가연이는 중간 이렇게 왔다 갔다 이렇게 자기 주체가 네, 왔다 갔다.
Right in the middle.
이성적인 멤버 저요. 감성적인 멤버 로그. 약간 감성이 진짜 다 다른 감성인 것 같아요. 저는 약간 그 가사 쓰거나
It's a scale.
이런 거에 감정을 다 표현하는 스타일이고 멤버들 뭐 드라마보다가 오르고 그런 것도 있고 아니면 뭐 감정을 표현하는 거에서 감정이 티나기도 하고 그게 다 다르다고 생각하기 때문에 저도 감정이 있어요, 여러분.
저희 멤버들 다 이성적이고 멤버들 다 감성적인 것 같아요. 다미 언니가 더
The fact that was such a rational answer. Oh my god, Kayan, please.
그래도 언니도 언니만의 감성이 있으니까 꼭 잘 울어야 감성적이고 그런 건 아니잖아. 그러니까 이성적일 땐 되게 이성적이고 감성적일 땐
Rational when needed. Exactly. I'm just checking because actually realizing that okay, 16 and 21. I was like, I didn't even pay attention to how how many videos is in this playlist. Exactly how long it would be.
Removing these restrictions, as Representative Witt said to vote yes on the Reproductive Health Act.
네 있어요. 근데 저희는 막 치고받고 싸워 막 이게 아니고 뭔가 그냥 감정 상하는 그런 소소한 일들 이런 게 너무 이런 것들이 있어가지고 누구는 바로바로 풀려고 하는 성격이고 누구는 시간이 좀 지나고 나서야 대화를 하고 싶어하는 성격들이어가지고
Yeah, I wonder how everyone feels about that. For me, I feel like I'm kind of on both. I do both because sometimes I guess I've been dealing with a lot of situations where I feel like there's no amount of talking that's going to help. Now I really feel like I need to check my light again. Okay, alright, the light could be better, but I'm not gonna bother because I disrupted this so much.
그냥 알아서
And it's almost over.
풀리는데요. 요즘은 시간이 걸리고
Oh, but I was gonna say that, like, I feel like I'm dealing with a lot of situations where I've reached a point where there's no amount of talking that's gonna solve a particular problem. So, since it's the situation that I have accepted, I would just sit with it and let my feelings sort of subside. Like my anger just sort of subside. But if there is something where I feel like something needs to be said and there is a solution that can be found, perhaps if we just talk it out or deal with it in the moment, I will try and push down my stronger negative emotions and be rational and just be, hey, let's just talk. Let's just deal with this now. Because they're so dangerous to just let feelings fester, like negative feelings. It's so dangerous to just let it fester and build and build and build. Eventually, someone's going to get fed up. Eventually, someone's going to explode. Eventually, it's going to be some misdirected anger and just it's best to just deal with it when you can. But I'm also like, sometimes I get so angry I don't want to speak because I think I'm gonna say something hurtful or something I'll regret. So I won't put off talking forever, but I will take a moment to be like, okay, let me just collect myself and figure out what I want to say. Let me go relax. Let me go count to 10 and, you know, watch something funny or bring me back to a better place mentally and then talk. You know, not like afraid of confrontation, but just like afraid of the confrontation.
얘기를 꼭 하고 풀었다면은 요즘은 그냥 알아서 그냥 넘기는 것 같아요. 그러고서도 다들 뒤끝이 없는 게 최고의 팀워크.
Yeah, I imagine, because at some point you have to accept that people are just gonna have it's 7 of them. They're not gonna agree on everything. They have personalities, quirks that some people won't appreciate. There's no fixing it. There's just accepting people for who they are and as they are.
수영님 닫지 말라 그랬는데 제가 닫았거든요. 그래서 싸웠어요. 웃기죠? 저도 웃겨요. 아, 화해는 어떻게 했지? 그냥 싸우고 난 다음에 저희가 V앱을 했거든요.
Oh,
V앱을
Lord.
했는데 자연스럽게 화해가 되더라고요. 네.
멤버와 싸우는 이유는 심심치 않게 나타나는데요. 그래도 막 뭐 때문에 싸웠지? 이렇게 기억이 안 날 정도로 미비해가지고 이게 싸웠나 싶기도 하고 애정 싸움이죠. 서로 좋아하니까 싸우는 거죠.
멤버와 싸우면서
Mm.
크는 거잖아요, 원래.
Yeah, you did get.
우리 이제 싸우면서 크는 거니까.
I actually have an insecurity about that because I feel like I've never gotten into fights with my friends. You know, and I have friends that I've seen them or no, you know, watch them get into fights with people. Like just not like physical fights, but just like arguing and like, oh, we fell out and we're not talking. And then they make up with those people, and I feel like they have really stronger bonds. And I'm like, are my relationships like shallow? You know what I mean? Because I feel like I never have friends I have never fought with, but I also feel like I don't have a friend where I have a really deep emotional connection with. But my personality is just there's just not a lot that pushes me to the point of fighting with people. I'm very rational. I'm pretty open minded. I'm pretty understanding. I don't like drama. I just don't like conflict like that. So I'm definitely the one to just say, hey, let's just talk about this. And so things don't get to a point of fighting with my friends or people I've called my friends in the past. But I'm like, geez. Oh, there's another helicopter. At least I went by fast. Nope. But yeah. So I've always wondered, like, geez, maybe if I did have like some kind of explosive fight with my friends and we mended our relationship and came back stronger, you know, maybe that would feel better than this. Like so that's a bit of personal stuff about me. I'm too chill. No, that sounds like a flex, but no. but like I don't know. Like I think about that. Like, geez, maybe I don't know. Maybe I should go off on people sometimes.
근데 지금 생각해보면 옛날에는 사소한 일로도 많이 싸웠던 것 같은데 요즘은 너무 서로를 잘 파악하고 그리고 잘 이해하니까 별로 싸울 일은 없는 것 같아요. 싸워도 그냥 한순간에 풀어지는? 네.
싸워서는 없는 것 같아요. 날린 뭔가 키우고.
사람과 사람이 어떻게 같이 싸울 때 사이가 좋아요. 싸우고 있어요. 그냥 싸워. 근데 저희는 싸워도 막 몸싸움을 한다던가
God no.
거친 언행을 한다던가
Mm.
그렇지 않기 때문에
It seems like they just annoy each other,
며칠간 기분이 서로 안
like
좋아.
siblings do, you know,
누가 하나 토라져 있고 막 그런
being in such a close space,
크게 되지
living together.
금방 또 괜찮아져서 같이 밥 먹고 같이 살고 할 거고 알고 있어가지고 저는 편해요. 아니 저는 제가 제 성격이 이래서 그런지 모르겠지만 드림캐쳐로 막내로 살아간다는 거 아주 괜찮습니다.
You and Duncan, I'm not seeing it.
Munchkins, it's called Munchkins.
I don't know if it's enough to.
저는 이 컨셉 그대로 꾸준히 하고 싶어요. 이 노래를 저희가 많이 하다 보니까 최근에 녹음을 할 때 되게 제가 노래 부르는 보컬 스타일이 락 쪽으로 많이 바뀌었다고 작곡가께서
Ah,
얘기를 해주셨거든요. 아, 점점 락인데? 좀 목소리가 아예 락인데? 이렇게
yeah, the way she belts, like, my goodness.
나의 색깔을 찾아가는?
Like, I think about that so much with them because they're doing so much that they would not have been able to do with me. The vocal styles, the you need really powerful vocals to pull off singing along to a rock instrumental. Because if you don't have powerful vocals, you will easily be drowned out by the instrumental. And I also would just like to say it's interesting to me because I know that GU was insecure early on about whether she had a voice that was suited for rock music because her voice is so soft. But GU's voice is powerful. It's powerful in a way that people don't acknowledge when it comes to soft voices. She is so stable. It's really amazing. Her voice is just so, it's so stable. And I feel like she understands her voice in a way that not a lot of singers do. Like, and maybe it's because of this, because of going into the rock genre, she's had to like focus on it more than a lot of people, on changing how she sings, perhaps, like understanding that she was going to have to learn some more skills in order to use her voice in this way. But I'm trying to think of, and it's not Reason. I know she belts in Reason, and people are like, "Oh my God, she is belting." I know, and she is, and it's great. But there's a different song. There's a cover that she did. I can't remember what it was. It may have actually been her, just like a vocal rehearsal. But she's like, I don't know. It feels like she's just flowing through her range, and it was just really interesting to hear. And it's like she has like the way she rests with her chest voice. It's just so. This whole group, you can tell that they practice a lot in terms of their vocal skill. But to me, it just really stands out with her. She's worked really, really hard, and she has a soft voice, but she always surprises me with how she uses it. She's very powerful. She's very powerful. Her power is in her stability to me. She's so freaking stable. And I wish I had a better way to express it, and I wish I had a better example off the top of my head. But I guess we could just go with Reason. Specifically, live. If you watch her live when she's pulling out the, she's like doing that part where she's like belting, so you're far away, and then a second far away, like the way she like takes a breath, you can see it, and it's so cool. I'm telling you guys, just watch how they sing. They're so smart, and they are so skilled, and I can't say enough about it, but I should be done talking about it.
욕심쟁이. 다 일단 하고 싶은 게 이렇게 도전도 하고 싶지만 다 만들어도 보고 싶고 또 만든 걸로도 하고 싶고.
I want you to perform your own music too. My goodness, come on, DCC. Give us the mixtape.
장르는 저희가 하고 있는 그런 색깔 도전을 해보고 싶고 그리고 컨셉으로 해석해서 말씀드리자면
Death metal.
같은
Dreamcatcher death metal album. Bring it. Do it.
저는 개인적으로 요즘에는 원래도 그렇고 약간 잔잔한 음악 되게 좋아요. 트로이 시반이나 에드시랑 백예린님 노래 그런 노래 의향이 있는데 뭔가 좀 전이랑은 다르게 해야 돼가지고 아직 어떻게 해야 될지는 솔직히 짜놓은 게 없어요. 네.
팀으로서는 지금 이런 음악 장르 버리지 않고 가져가서 락도 되게 여러 가지 했으면 좋겠고 혼자서는 아직 막 깊게 생각해본 적은 없는 것 같아요. 저는 근데 제가 스페셜 클립을 항상 올릴 때 사람을 치유해줄 수 있는 그런 음악을 하고 싶다고 항상 얘기했었거든요. 아직 그런 거 많이 못 보여드린 것 같아서 그런 거 한번 도전해보고 싶습니다.
또 하고 싶은 음악적 장르는 저희가 최근에 정규 앨범 수록곡으로 재즈파를 냈었잖아요. 그래서 우리 드림캐쳐가 또 다른 재즈에 도전하면 어떨까 생각이 들어서 한번 재즈 장르에 도전해보고 싶어요. 그리고 시티팝.
City pop. I feel like they did that.
제가 시티팝 장르를 굉장히 좋아하는데
Or maybe not. Maybe I don't actually know what city pop is. I've been hearing that genre. I don't think I know what it is.
이렇게 말하면 생각이 안 나지만 생각해볼게요.
These not so
So I was thinking about
causing a freak
Starlight. Is Starlight city pop? I don't know.
네. 네. 내가 랩 요즘
Of course.
긴장해라 얘들아.
Oh no, I mean, the Oshona, is it Ochona? Cover. I want to say it was a 17 cover, but don't kill me. I don't know. I know nothing about boy groups, but I'm pretty. I think it was 17. Yeah, she's sounding good. She's on. Is it Yaja time? Is she the main rapper in Yaja time? Is everything flipped? The main vocalist becomes the main rapper.
사실 막 이렇게 딱 노래 받았을 때 이 파트 진짜 하고 싶다 이런 거 진짜 많았어요. 근데 못했어요. 그중 하나가 그 다미 그 풀문에 그 영어로 하는 거 있잖아. Sleep in time, every time, everywhere, good night. 이거 너무 좋았어. 하고 싶었는데 아쉽네.
저는 되게
I wonder why she. I wonder why they didn't give the English speaker the English speaking line in the song. Not that, it doesn't matter to me. It was just a random kind of part of the song. But it's interesting that the producers were like, no, it has to go to Tommy. It's so funny. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Did they feel like that was something that the rapper needed to do? Okay, never mind. I'm sure it was about tone, because Dami has that really, kind of raspy kind of tone. So I'm sure that that's ultimately what that was about. Yeah. Okay, I get it now. So they weren't dissing my girl, Yuhyun, and her English skills.
근데 그럴 때마다 그냥 그렇게 생각해요. 나보다 언니들이 훨씬 더 잘 모르기 때문에 이 파트가 나한테 최적화했고 이 파트는 내가 맡아온 거라고 생각해요.
거니까요.
Hmm. I would say the producers know them really well. Was it Edenary? I can't remember what the production company is called that leads in Outlander. Outlander. Hmm. Um, although I think one of them is not producing for them anymore. But anyway, they had produced for them for years, and you can really tell. And that's one of my favorite things about their albums is when it comes to the them sort of distributing the parts and whatnot, and just the way that they write for the girls. You only get quality like this, quality production in terms of song structure, when you have producers that really, really, really know the artists, know what they can do, know what they can do with their sound, all the different, and how well it fits together. Like that's when I'm so that's just something I really like. Just like with SM, they have like a pretty like solid writing team um, that at this point knows their artists pretty well. And of course, Kinsey, their god, knows how to write for all these people pretty well. And you can tell when they're working with someone new. You can kind of tell, not because it's bad, but just that you, as someone who's been listening to those roots for so long, will go, why would you, why would you put her here? You know what I mean? You're like, this is way more suited for so and so's voice, or what. So just stuff like that. So what I hear in Dreamcatcher is definitely experience all around. Experience. The girls are experienced at this point. They know how to. They have, like I just gushed over for far too long. They understand their voices. They know their skills. They know their limits. They know what they can do, and it shows. But also it shows in the producers and what the producers do with them. Um, I think that what Dami did on Demian is a perfect example of that. That scream that she does. Like, do you think a random producer would have come in and did that and go like, hey, what if you did this? Or I think you can do. No one. They wouldn't have done. They would have thought that was such a huge swing. They wouldn't have not have realized that Dami had that in her, and that's something that the girls can pull off. Well, Demian, period. No one else could pull off. That is the wildest song I've ever heard in my life. But still, whatever. To the point, that was just a wild thing that those producers did, and they had changed that, but it was different originally, and they changed it, and I think they just like really thought that would elevate the song a bit, and that what that part was supposed to be about, these different emotions, and how that's supposed to be about anger and confusion, and someone's just like, it's all pent up, and they just need to scream. So it would have been a shame if they didn't get to do that, if they were new, or if they didn't know the girls and they didn't know it could be done. So I think that's great, and so I know that they have parts that they wish they could get, but I think the producers do know them, and I think that they do a good job of giving the right parts to the right member.
네. 왜냐면 멤버들이 너무 녹음도 잘 했고, 그리고 저보다 더 잘 어울리는 파트들을 다 가져갔다 생각을 해서 쉽지 않았어요.
그런 거 생각하면은 못해요. 잊어버려야지. 이미 끝났는데. 지금
Dami is so consistent, bro.
아이지 마라 내 파트.
Of course you do, but of course the main rapper would say that.
진짜 근데 이게 신기하게도 없었어요. 제가 항상 나는 어디 파트 하겠다
It's gonna be mine.
해서 하면은 우리 작곡가분들이 그 파트를 주시더라고요. 작곡가분들 감사합니다.
Wonder if this is the last video because it's really long compared to the others.
어떻게 가족 같을 수가 있지? 이런 생각을 좀 많이 해왔거든요. 근데 멤버들이랑 이제 진짜 한 7, 8년 됐죠? 7, 8년 된 시점으로 지금 돌이켜보니까 진짜 가족 같아요. 그리고 친구 같기도 하고 너무 편하고 제 모든 것을 정말 다 털어놓을 수 있을 정도로 신뢰가 많은 친구들이고 어떻게든 제가 인연을 붙잡아서
She just beams, you know, when she talks about them. Like, you know, it's legit. Like, she loves these girls, and she loves her life, and she loves everything that she's doing. I just want that kind of fulfillment in my life that GU has.
거기 있다면 인복인 것 같아요. 그 인복이 있다라고 느낀 게 다 우리 멤버들 덕분에 아 내가 진짜 인복이 있는 사람이구나라는 걸 느꼈고 저는 어제 그 D였거든요.
Oh.
고데기에 D였는데
Oh, gosh. So she burnt her fingers, and now I'm looking at all these other spots on her. Wonder what that was about.
이 한마디에 멤버들이 다 나와가지고 걱정을 해주고
That kind of support, that's incredible.
안 아파요? 이 걱정 한마디에서 바로 얼음 주머니 막 지금 만들어주고 그런 거에서 정말 저 세상에
That's powerful.
숙소에서 살고 있구나 라는 걸 느꼈어요. 우리 멤버들은 저희 지금도 서로 얘기를 하는 게 어떻게 우리 이렇게 모였지? 라는 말을 되게 많이 해요 서로한테. 그것은 이제 마음에서 우러나오는 거고 왜 그렇게 생각을 하냐 하면은 정말 신기해요. 진짜 한 초등학생
Besties.
때부터 거의 막 그냥 내 본인처럼 붙어 다녔던 그런 친구들 같고 우리 사실 특히 뭐 얘기하자면 한동이랑 가연이는 늦게 저희를 만났지만 그런 차이라고 해야 될까요? 세월의 차이가 안 느껴져요. 네. 그래서 지금은 이렇게 저 빼고 여섯이 없는 인생은 상상할 수가 없어요. 진짜 오래됐다. 완전 그냥 저희 진짜 가족 같아요. 근데 이런 사람들이 이제 나중에 떨어지게 된다고 하면은 정말 슬플 것 같아요. 그래도 이렇게 같이 있어줬으면 좋겠고 네, 사랑해요.
She's so cute. I mean, like a puppy.
때 같이 처음 언니들 만나서 합숙했던 것부터 하면은 지금 거의 7년째더라고요. 그러니까 어떻게 생각해보면 거의 진짜 가족이랑 붙어있는 시간보다 많은 것 같은데 오래 같이 해줘서 고맙고 근데 또 이만큼 저를 또 잘 이해해주고 또 잘 맞는 사람들이 없을 거라고 생각해서 진짜 혹시나 만약에 이렇게 해체가 된다 하더라도 그냥 자주 만나서 밥 먹고 수다떨고 진짜 편하게 지낼 수 있는 사람들인 것 같아요.
처음 들어왔을 때부터 너무 잘 챙겨주고 그랬어가지고 힘든 일이 있거나 이럴 때 얘기하면 너무 잘 받아주고 너무 고맙죠.
Oh gosh, it's even longer. Oh, okay. So one more after this.
19살인 저에게 난 지금 자고 있어.
Yeah. I mean, you know, if this English album was not a figment of our imagination, our collective hallucination of that announcement or that article in Naver, I don't understand. They need to release, okay? They need to release an official studio version of the English version of Tension. I saw it, they did it at Primavera. First of all, I don't think they've ever performed the English version again since Primavera. now it just feels like this really random thing. Maybe we all hallucinated that as well. I don't know, but I really, whether there's an English album or not on the way, we need that one thing. That's the one thing that we need in English, because it was perfect. It was perfect, and it was perfect in a way that's like, I would have almost thought it was originally written in English. That was, or maybe just because of the chorus was just, I don't know. But for me, it was just like, it just got me so hyped, and it was just such a nice surprise when I watched that concert, so, or that set. I was just like, oh my god, and it just got me so hyped, and I'm like, release this in a few different languages. It's such a good message, and it's just such a great song, like a really like dun, 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 like it's just such a good rock song too. I know that they do the K-pop sort of melodies and stuff, and they have like pop rock, and there's all these things that are sort of something and rock, but I feel like they do have a few songs that I would really categorize as rock and not, um, the other things mixed in, or at least the feeling that I get is the same as when I'm just listening to rock music. That's Tension is definitely one of them. It's so hype. I love Tension so much, so I hope they at least give us that.
지금의 저에게 지우야 넌 지금 잘하고
So you cannot even get through it. What do I pick 19 specifically? Were they 19? Were Jiu and Sue 19 when they debuted as Minx?
평생같이 연습을 하고 있었어요. 시간도 잘 지키고 연습을 막 혼자 막 더 찾아서 했었던 나이인데, 그때 제가 지방에서 올라와서 혼자 자취를 하면서 학교도 다니고 밥해 먹고 그런 생활을 했던 거를 지금 생각하면 너무 기특해요.
Yeah, I read that interview that she did, which, can I just say, was really interesting and amazing, that Sue was highlighted um, individually and interviewed, so that was great. Um, I remember reading in that when she was just talking about basically how she trained, how long it took her to, like, she was training to get into different companies, and her parents, I don't know, it just seemed like it was a kind of sort of forced independence, just because, like, if she was going to pursue this, then she had to, like, take care of herself. It seemed like, if I recall, like, that's what the deal was with her parents. Like, she had to, like, be self-sufficient, if she was going to pursue this, and yeah, it sounds like she did. 5 years. That's, I know that, I think that's, I know a lot of idols who've trained for 5 years. I don't know any that trained longer than that, but it seems like such a drag. It seems like the average seems to be about 2 years. So I feel like I have a lot of respect for the people who do hit the 5 year mark, and they certainly, because it's just that means that they just had to hang in there for so long and hold on to this dream for so long, and train harder and harder with no promise of ever debuting at that point, I would imagine. Wondering when it was ever going to happen for them, and so lots of respect to her and all the other idols who have trained for that long.
그때의 그 부지런함이 지금까지 이어올 수 있게 열심히 해줘서 너무 고맙다고 생각이 듭니다. 나이가 들수록 너는 자꾸 귀여워지려고 하는구나. 그렇게 젊게 살아가는 너의 모습 매우 긍정적이고 보기 좋단다. 너로 인하여 주변 사람들이 행복할 수 있다면 그 또한 너도 행복한 거란다. 앞으로도 그 에너지
Yeah, never lose that energy.
잃지 말고, 그렇다고 억지로 하라는 소리는 아니지만 지금 충분히 뭐 하고 싶은 대로 살고 있으니까 후회 없이 살게. 잘하고 있어. 아까 이 소리 들렸는데? 난 지금 잘하고 있어. 이 소리 들렸는데? 이 말이 나올 수밖에 없구나.
That's the English version, so you're doing everything just fine. I say that all the time to myself.
그때 대학 안 가길 잘했어.
Hey.
붙었었거든요, 학교를. 근데 제가 하고자 하는 직업을 더 열심히 매진을 하기 위해서 대학을 포기를 했었어요. 그래서 그때 그걸 잘했다고 격려해주고 싶고, 그리고 잘 버텼다. 그렇게 말해주고 싶습니다. 일단 넌 지금 잘하고 있어.
They're all gonna do this.
네, 근데 이게 진짜 이렇게 말해주고 싶어. 왜냐면 솔직히 안 힘들었다고 못하니까 잘하고 있다고 다독여주고 싶고 앞으로도 잘할 거라고. 왜냐면 저는 제가 잘 될 거라는 확신이 있기 때문에. 네. 파이팅. 19살이면은 뭔가 진짜 옛날인데.
For her, what was that at this point in 2020?
그렇게 지금처럼
Like a few years ago?
성격을 잃지 말고 있었으면 좋겠어. 스트레스 받지 말고. 어쨌든 인생은 다 흘러가게 되어 있단다. 리현아, 항상 너무 수고해. 근데 앞으로도 더 수고해줬으면 좋겠어.
Yes.
사랑해.
그때 비트를 찍었어야 됐어. 그때부터 찍었으면 지금 저작권료가 아쉽네요.
Wow.
짠. 다시금 건강을 챙겨야 될 때가 온 것 같고, 건강도 챙기고 할 일도 재밌게 했으면 좋겠다. 나한테 하는 건데 뭐 이렇게 너한테.
That's what I'm saying.
네, 진짜 하다 보면은 뭔가 약간 잘하려고 막 스트레스 받고 이런 게 있는데, 음악은 진짜 즐겨야 보는 사람도 즐겁게 하고 약간 이런 거니까, 자 즐기자. 그럴 수 있다. 틀리면 뭐 틀린 게 어딨어.
Exactly. Just enjoy it.
제가 19살 때 딱 데뷔했거든요. 네. 잘했다. 그때도 진짜 많이
Hold on there, Kayan. Not to tell you how old you are, but wouldn't she have been 18 when they debuted? She was born in 99. Because if she's born in 99, which I just say because my nephew was born in 2000, and so his age is like, like whatever the year is pretty much his age. So like 2017, he was 17, which means that she was 18. But whatever. Continue. Guess it depends on when her birthday. I have no idea. But her birthday's in February. Oh wait. Birthday's in February. They debuted in January. So she would have just turned. Okay, whatever you say, Kaya. Oh, I'm an idiot. Korea, right? She was 19. They were doing this differently until like 5 minutes ago. So she would have been 19 on the Korean age system.
그랬으면 좀 더 애가 많이 용기를 얻어서 열심히 하지 않았어. 좀더 많이 애껴주고 사랑해주라.
Embrace the wild waves of tangy cool heat. Try another angle with Doritos Flamin' Hot Cool Ranch.
Oh gosh, okay. It's a really long one.
멤버들 넌 지금 잘하고 있어. 항상 저희가 매번 앨범 낼 때마다
Yeah, this was awesome. I really wish they did this for every comeback, like a check-in, you know, just see where everyone's head is and how things have changed from one series to the next.
MS 가족분들, 멤버들, 가족분들, 썸녀들
But then again, I mean, there were a lot of vulnerable moments. Maybe they just don't want to expose that all the time.
저희 드림캐쳐 멤버들도 지우도 인간 김민지도 사랑 잘 부탁드릴게요. 사랑해요.
It's not focusing
가장
again.
거짓말은 없는 것 같아요. 다들 너무 잘하고 있어가지고 진짜 다들 너무 멋있게 잘 살고 있는 것 같아요. 그로 인해서 저도 멤버들의 모습을 보고 배우는 것도 진짜 많고 뭔가 서로 보면서 배워가고 있는 중인데 이 부모님들은 얼마나 기특하겠습니까? 다들 진짜 생각도 깊고 정도 많고 너무 착한 친구들이에요. 제2의 가족이지. 믿고 갑니다. 마지막으로 하고 싶은 뭔가 지금 색다르게 인터뷰를 해서 되게 민망할 줄 알았는데
I feel like there's probably a lot of noise
들리나요?
coming into this microphone. Outside.
대신해주고 그런 거예요. 너무 조용하다 보니까 나 이런 조용한 거 못 버티거든. 고마워! 네, 이런 인터뷰 시간 가져서
She's so loud. I love her.
좋았고 우리 팬분들도 많이 좋아해줬으면 좋겠고 그리고 저뿐만 아니라 저도 멤버들의 이런 생각들을 들을 수 있는 너무 궁금했거든요. 멤버들의 생각이 그런 시간이 생겨서 너무 좋은 것 같아요. 한 번 더 해주세요. 우리 드림캐쳐 멤버들에게 진짜 너무너무 고맙고 앞으로도 시간 잘 부탁합니다. 우리 썸녀들도 너무 감사드려요. 썸녀들이 있기에 이거 정말 뻔한 말 아니에요? 썸녀들이 있기에 저희 드림캐쳐가 있습니다. 저희 부탁드려요.
Wow.
시간 있습니다.
Well, that exact sentence was in Reason years later.
우리 멤버들
And she said it.
우리 멤버들
Wow.
앞에서는 제가 정말 아낀다고 얘기해주고 싶고 어딜 가나 제가 사랑한다는 거 사랑받는 사람이라는 거 잊지 않았으면 좋겠고 나 진짜 안 울려고 그랬거든요. 나 아니 언니 울어요. 나를 나로 이렇게 해줘서 우리 인썸니아들도 제가 멤버들 없었으면 저 이렇게 성장 못했거든요. 그래서 멤버들한테 항상 고맙고 사랑하는 마음을 이 자리로 하고 싶습니다. 네, 이렇게 제가 진정성을 담아서 인터뷰를 해봤는데 여러분들한테 제 진심이 많이 전해졌으면 좋겠고 저희 앞으로 무궁무진한 활동 열심히 해나갈 테니까요. 관심 가지고 멋지게 지켜보셨으면 좋겠어요. 열심히 잘 하겠습니다, 여러분. 우리 드림캐쳐 여러분 항상 이렇게 제 옆에 있어줘서 너무 고맙고
She is so cute. I know I keep saying that, but it's like
이렇게 같이 있으면 솔직히 소중한
and when I say that Yuhyun is cute, I do mean like a puppy. Like it just could not be more perfect that her, I guess, animal, I don't know what you call it, association, I guess, is a puppy. Like I see, I think I just said this on Twitter the other, like I respond to her the same way that I respond to a puppy. And I kid you not, like I just think she's one of the cutest people I've ever seen. Like she just all her little mannerisms and like the way she speaks and her responses to her shyness and stuff like that. And when she rambles on about things, like she's just so cute, just so freaking cute.
덜 느끼지만 나중에 떨어져 있으면 서로 소중한 거 더 잘 느끼겠죠? 있을 때 잘합시다. 감사합니다.
Her last words are thank you.
잘하고 있어요. 재밌게 합시다. 사는 동안 재밌게 삽시다.
Jeez,
돈 많이 벌고 건강하게.
but mostly money. Okay, yeah.
안녕. 지금까지 담이었습니다. 빨리 보자 팬분들.
아까 전에 우리 멤버들한테 하고 싶었던 말은 말이죠. 너무 사랑하고 지금까지 함께 해줘서 너무 고맙고 앞으로도 함께하고
This was rough for Kaya. Definitely feel like she's the member who cried the most. This is probably not the best time to point this out, but God, I love her nails. Oh, jeez. Of course we will. This like natural pout that she has because of how her lips are upturned. No, I mean, why? Leave her alone. Oh my gosh, that was awesome. That was awesome. Let's see how tragic my lighting is. Actually, it's still pretty good. Yeah, good job to this little, thank you, little lighting thing. I don't even know what it's called. Circle, ring light. That was great. I need something. I hope they can do something like, if they don't mind, if they would be so willing to do something like that again, I would be really grateful because I really love to hear Han-Dong's thoughts and feelings. She has a unique experience from the rest of them, having come from China to go to college in Korea, being there for that purpose, having her parents tell her that she couldn't pursue singing and joining an idol group, doing it anyway without their permission. Like, I want to hear that woman's story. So I hope that, and then of course going to China to do this thing, whatever the purpose was behind that. I don't personally know. I feel like other people in fandom probably got that story somehow, or like know why she went for the survival show. I mean, I hope that it wasn't that she wasn't fulfilled in Dreamcatcher. I know I felt like as a self vocalist, the beginning of most groups, the sub vocalists don't get a lot of lines and therefore not a lot of screen time. You know, I don't know if it was a personal decision that she just didn't feel like she was getting to shine in Dreamcatcher in the early days, or if it was just if it was to help the group. You know, if it would just if they thought it would just be a good way to get some more exposure for the group as a whole. I don't know, and I would like to. But yeah, this was really nice, and as you can probably see here, I'm also going to be recording a reaction to the Drop One Save One from Clav. That's what I'm calling that person. But I don't. Oh yeah. Also, I had issues with my microphone, so I had to run to Google. But yeah. So yeah, this was. You know, I don't know if this is the kind of content that people typically react to. But it was just getting to a point like I made this channel for Dreamcatcher, and I'm never freaking posting Dreamcatcher. So I was just like, well, what can I do while I'm waiting on the comeback? You know, so I might do some over the next week or so while I have the place to myself. I'm really nervous about the amount of noise that's probably going into that mic right now. So I do apologize if there's disruptive noise. But yeah, so I might just, while I have the place to myself over the next week or so, just record some, you know, fine content like this that I've just never seen before, that I can post a reaction to. I mean, it's not like I have a significant kind of channel, so it's honestly, it's not a waste of time. It's just whatever. It'll just be sitting there. But at least it'll be active, which for me is enough. I want an active channel. Okay, yeah. So that was the Dreamcatcher and Me series. I don't know if this is something that everyone appreciated as a fan. Like, how did you guys feel about it? Well, there's a little bit. I need to clean my camera. Yeah, I really enjoyed that, and I would love more content like that. From them, and if they have done anything else like that, and you guys know, please let me know. Please point that out. In terms of more significant content, I'm pretty sure I've seen it all because I've seen all of Dreamcatcher Mind. I saw World of Dreamcatcher or whatever that was. That just was 4 episodes. Whatever that reality show was weird. I mean, it was it was good, but it felt, I'm just not sure what it was for. So I've seen the Idol Room thing with Everglow. I saw Idol House where they had to, you know, figure out the clues and stuff, and that was fun. But yeah, if there's anything else like that that I'm missing, please let me know. If it is something that can be reacted to, I will do that. But yeah, other than that, we'll just see how this goes, how it's received. I hope the volume turns out okay when I post this, or when I play it back, and then when I post it, because obviously it's in the past. I can't change it, can't fix it. Although I feel like some people can fix certain things. You know, people who actually understand editing and stuff like that. They're like, I'll fix the volume, and when I edit it, I can't do that for you. I don't know how to do that. I just learned how to put a picture here. I'm not that person. At least not yet. So, well, thanks for watching. I'm sure this has gone on long enough at this point. Yeah, oh my God. Yeah. Wow. Okay, thank you so much. This has gone on for a long time. Okay, bye.